Today you're going to learn how to do some basic editing with Photoshop, and you can get your photographs in two different ways. First, I'm going to explain the easiest way, and that is to first you're going to launch Photoshop. You see the little blue icon, it says PS. You want to open that up. Once it's open, you're going to go to File, Open, and you're going to come over here to what is called the P drive. Delmar Digital Photo P drive, and you're going to click on that. In this file you're going to see a folder called Photo Demo Examples, and you're going to open that. In this file you're also going to see a bunch of different practice folders. You want to go to one called Edit Practice. You will see three images: fence, leaf, and rocks. You will be editing these three images. First, let's open up the leaf. Then you'll open up fence, and then you'll open up rocks. Now, if you don't have access to the P drive, you can download these files from School Loop. You would click in School Loop, and you would go to the calendar date of August 25th. Click on that, and in there you will see that you can download these three images. If you click on this, it'll ask you to save, and it'll ask you where you want to save it to. You're going to want to go to My Documents or Your Documents. And in here, I'd like you to create a file. If you right click in here, you can create a new folder. You can call these Practice Images. Go ahead and click on that folder, and go ahead and download the first image. It'll say download has completed. Go back and download the second image following the same process, and the third image following the same practice. Once they're open, you can go to My Documents. You can click on the folder called Practice Images, and you can now download all three of your images by clicking on it and opening it. I'm going to go ahead and use the images from the P drive. I'm going to slide down, go to the P drive, go to Photo Demo Examples, and go to Edit Practice. I'm going to go ahead and open fence. The first thing you're going to do with this is you're going to duplicate the image. So to do that, you want to highlight background, and you want to right click with your mouse. Right click with your mouse, click on Duplicate Layer, and it will default to background copy. Say OK. You're going to make all your changes to the background copy. You are now going to experiment with brightness and contrast. Come over here to Image, Image Adjustments, Brightness and Contrast. You can brighten the image by sliding it over, and you can give it more contrast. Make sure you don't overdo it. The idea is to make this fence stand out. You can then say OK. Look at the difference. Here, it's a little more dull. The fence's different metal in the fence doesn't stand out as much. I can turn back on my layer by clicking on it, and now the fence stands out much better. It's brighter. These are some basic edits that you can do. You're going to have Mrs. Salinas grade this. So once you're done making any kind of edits, you're going to want to call her over. Let's go ahead and open up the next image, a leaf. Again, we're going to right click on background and we're going to duplicate the layer. It's going to default to background copy. Click OK. We're going to come back over here to image adjustments and we're going to go to hue saturation. Let's move this a little bit to the right so that we can see what we're doing. We're going to move this to the right and we're going to saturate the color. We can also change the color, make it more red or make it more yellow, depending upon what you like. I think I like it a little more red. And now I'm going to say OK. So look at the difference here. Before, the colors were a little more dull. They didn't stand out as much. With hue and saturation, it makes the colors a little more intense. It saturates the colors. We always want to copy it because you never want to work on the original layer. It's kind of nice to just turn off the background copy and look at the original layer so that you can see the changes that you made. Now let's go and open rocks. You will notice that you have 3 files open now. You can click on them going across the top like this. So with this one, again, we're going to duplicate the layer. And we're going to go to image adjustments and we're going to go to levels. So this is called a histogram and we need to adjust it by moving this little black arrow to where it starts to go up a hill. Okay, so we move this to at the beginning of the hill. And then we can see that this kind of flattens out here. Well, we're going to move this over just a little bit and just give it a little more contrast. And say OK. Let's turn this off and look at the original image. The original image was a little bit more gray, kind of flat. With the levels, we've intensified the blacks, we've created some more contrast, and we made the whites stand out a little more. Which image do you think looks better? I think adjusting the levels helped to make this image look a little more interesting. You can use image adjustment levels, image adjustment hue saturation, and image adjustment contrast and brightness to make basic edits to any of your photos. And we're going to be using these tools right away with the elements and principles of design. Make sure I grade your projects. If you're not done by the end of the class, you're going to want to save your work. Click on it, go to File, Save As. You're going to want to save it in the folder that you created in My Documents. Digital photo. I'm sorry, let's go back to My Documents. Practice images. And I'm going to click Save. And now I can close that. I'm going to come over here to the leaf, File, Save As. I'm going to go to My Documents, My Practice Images, and I'm going to save. X that out. I'm going to go over here and go File, Save As. I'm going to go to My Documents. I'm going to click on Practice Images and I'm going to save. You will notice that when you save these files that they have a blue icon with the PS, which means it's a Photoshop image, which means that you can edit this image further. So it's Photoshop image. That's the type you want to save it as. Now, if your project did not have these names, it had, let's say, an image number, go ahead and rename them to fence, leaf, and rocks. But make sure you save them in your documents in your folder that you're going to create called practice images.